Good morning students. Today in this video we will discuss another topic of leaf, that is phyllotaxy. What is phyllotaxy in Greek language? Phylon. Phylon means leaves and taxon is taxonomy. Taxon means arrangement. So the arrangement of leaves on stem and its branches is called phyllotaxy. Phylon means leaves, taxon means arrangement. So the arrangement of leaves on stem and its branches is called phyllotaxy. What is the advantage of phyllotaxy? Phyllotaxy avoids the crowding of leaves on the stem, and it also gives optimum sunlight for each and every leaf present on stem or its branches. Phyllotaxy usually it is of three types. Alternate phyllotaxy. Alternate phyllotaxy is also called spiral phyllotaxy. Second one is opposite. Opposite again divided into superposed and decussate. And third one is oral phyllotaxy. The first one is alternate phyllotaxy. In alternate phyllotaxy, only single leaf borne on a node. So all the leaves are alternately arranged on stem, and they are also spirally arranged. Hence it is called spiral phyllotaxy, or alternately arranged, hence it is called alternate phyllotaxy. So example, hibiscus. And second one is opposite phyllotaxy. In this phyllotaxy, two leaves borne on a node. So in alternate phyllotaxy, only one leaf borne on a node, but here two leaves borne on a node. So these two leaves are exactly opposite to each other, hence it is called opposite phyllotaxy. Opposite phyllotaxy further classified into superposed and decussate. In superposed, so each node produces two leaves, so the leaves exactly opposite to each other. So in this phyllotaxy, stem produce only two rows of leaves. This type of phyllotaxy observed in Quisqualis. And second one is decussate. And decussate, the leaves of upper node. They lie right angles to the leaves of lower node, and this type of phyllotaxy is called opposite decussate, and it is present in Calotropis. And third one is oral phyllotaxy. In oral phyllotaxy, more than two leaves borne on a node. So all the leaves arranged in a oral group of leaves. A group of leaves is called oral, and hence it is called oral phyllotaxy. And oral phyllotaxy is present in Nerium. So these are the different types of phyllotaxy. What is phyllotaxy? It is the arrangement of leaves on stem and its branches. And there are three types: alternate, opposite, and oral. So simple. Alternate, leaves are alternately arranged. Opposite, leaves are oppositely arranged. All group of leaves present in a node. So this is the phyllotaxy. And the last topic of leaf, or final vegetative organ, that is leaf modifications. Last topic is leaf modifications. Leaf modifications. So in previous videos, we will complete the stem modifications and root modifications. So what are modifications? They are the permanent changes in the morphology of root, stem, or leaves, and these modifications allow them to perform various new functions, or these modifications adopt changes in the environment. In leaf modification also the same definition will applicable. So what is the leaf modification? The permanent changes occurred in the morphology of leaf to perform various new functions, or they adopt changes in environment. And leaf modifications are again different types. In these modifications, the entire leaf or any part of the leaf modified to perform various new functions. There are again various types. The first one is leaf tendrils. Leaf tendrils. these are the various diagrams. Leaf tendrils. So what is tendril? Already I told you. What is tendril? It is long, sensitive coil structure and it coils around the support. So in leaf modifications, the entire leaf or any part of the leaf modified into tendril, and tendril gives support. And in Lathyrus odoratus is the scientific name of sweet pea. In the entire leaf modified, the entire leaf modified into tendril, and this leaf-like structure is stipule. In case of Physum sativum or garden pea, the two upper leaflets are modified into tendril. In case of Gloriosa or Glory Lily, the apex of the leaf modified into tendril. This is the first modification. Leaf tendrils. Tendril. It is a long, wiry, sensitive structure which coils around the support. The entire leaf or any part of the leaf modified into tendril is called leaf tendril. If the entire stem or any part of the stem modified into tendril, then they are called stem tendrils. But here, leaf or leaf parts modified into tendrils. The second modification is spines. What are spines? The entire leaf or any part of the leaf modified into a sharp pointed structures, and these sharp pointed structures are called spines. And spines usually they protect the plant from herbivorous. They protect the plants from herbivorous animals, and they also reduce the rate of transpiration. Transpiration is loss of water in the form of vapor. So thorns and spines both are origin different and function same, analogous organs. And tendrils, different organs, same function. And there are two types of organs, homologous organs and analogous organs. If origin different, same function, they are called analogous organs. And thorns and spines are analogous, they are called analogous organs. And what is spine? The entire leaf or any part of leaf modified into a sharp pointed structure is called spine. In case of opuntia, the entire leaf modified into spine. And in case of aloe vera, apex of leaf modified into spine. In case of argemone, leaf margins modified into spines. The next modification is the next one is phyllote. What is phyllote? Petiole or secondary rachis. In some plants, petiole or secondary rachis modified into green leaf-like structure which perform photosynthesis is called phyllote. In plants like Australian acacia, this plant has bipinnate compound leaf. Bipinnate compound leaf, already in previous video we will discuss different types of leaves. Bipinnate compound leaf means leaf has primary rachis, this is the primary rachis, and primary rachis produce many secondary rachis, and leaflets are present on secondary rachis. And this type of leaf present in Australian acacia, and this is the petiole. And in this Australian acacia, the bipinnate compound leaf soon fall off. After that, then the petiole modified into green leaf-like structure which perform photosynthesis, and this green flattened structure is called phyllote. In Australian acacia, which part is modified into phyllote? That is petiole. And in some cases, like some plants like Parkinsonia. In Parkinsonia, primary rachis, petiole and primary rachis, they are modified into spines. And secondary rachis, the secondary rachis modified into in plants like Parkinsonia. In plants like Parkinsonia, petiole and primary rachis, they are modified into spines. Then secondary rachis modified into green leaf-like structure, and these leaf-like structures perform photosynthesis, and this green leaf-like structure is called phyllote. What is phyllote? Either petiole or secondary rachis. Either petiole or secondary rachis modified into green flattened structure which perform photosynthesis is called phyllote. In Australian acacia, petiole modified into phyllote, whereas in Parkinsonia, secondary rachis modified into phyllote. And next leaf modification is trap leaves, or they are also called insectivorous leaves. Insectivorous leaves are usually present in Nepenthes. Nepenthes is also called, normally it is called pitcher plant. And some examples: Nepenthes, Utricularia, Drosera, etc. These plants usually they are unable to absorb useful forms of nitrogen, and in such conditions the leaves of these plants they trap some of the insects and they assimilate them, they digest and assimilate the nitrogen from insect proteins. They trap the insects, hence they are called insectivorous or trap leaves. For example, in Nepenthes, the leaf is modified into pitcher. So this is the lamina. The normal leaf is three parts: leaf base, petiole and lamina. In Nepenthes, this lamina is modified into this pitcher, and internally the upper part of pitcher has many downwardly projecting hairs, and the petiole is modified into tendril. The petiole is modified into tendril, and stipule, the leaf base and stipules they are modified into a lead, and lead is very colorful and attractive. And this is the rim, and rim has some of the glands, and this is very colorful. So due to this one, the many insects land on this rim. When insects land on this rim, the lid is automatically closed and push the insect inside of the pitcher. And these downwardly projecting hairs they do not escape the insect, and they put the insect into lower part of the pitcher, and the lower part of the pitcher it produces many digestive enzymes, and these digestive enzymes digest the insect and assimilate the nitrogen from insect proteins, and such leaves are called insectivorous leaves or traps. Examples: Nepenthes, Utricularia and Drosera. And last leaf modification is reproductive leaves. Last modifications are reproductive leaves. Leaves of some plants they take part in reproduction, hence they are called reproductive leaves. In plants like bryophyllum, the notches of leaves has many adventitious buds, and these adventitious buds are grown, and at the time of maturation they become fully individuals, and when they become new individual they are detached from the main leaf and modified into new individuals, and this type of leaves are usually present in plants like bryophyllum. Leaves which take part in vegetative propagation or reproduction is called reproductive leaves. Reproductive leaves are usually present in bryophyllum. In bryophyllum, the notches of leaves contain many adventitious buds, and these adventitious buds they take part in vegetative propagation. So these are the various types of leaf modifications: leaf tendrils, spines, phyllote, insectivorous leaves and reproductive leaves. So from this video, the third vegetative organ is complete.
The arrangement and number of leaves on a stem of a plant is genetically determined and is often a characteristic of a particular species. Phylotaxy is the term to describe this arrangement of the leaves on the stem. There are 5 main forms of phylotaxy: alternate, opposite, decusate, whorled, and spiral. If a plant has alternate phylotaxy, the leaves are found on nodes on both sides of the stem and move up in stage levels one side at a time. If a plant has opposite phylotaxy, the leaves are also found on nodes on each side of the stem. This time the leaves are found opposite to one another going up the stem. If a plant has decussate phylotaxy, the leaves are found in pairs like an opposite phylotaxy, but each successive pair is found at a right angle to the previous pair. If a plant has whorled phylotaxy, then there are more than 2 leaves at each node. If a plant has spiral phylotaxy, it is similar to those with alternate phylotaxy, except instead of the node being on the 2 sides of the stem, they move up the stem with a specific change in angle moving around the stem. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to check out more of our videos.
Leaf modification. In this module, you will learn about leaf modification. Modification means a structural change due to functional needs. Let us learn about the different leaf modifications in details. In plants, the various types of leaf modifications are leaf tendrils, leaf spines, and phyllodes. Leaf tendrils. When a leaf is modified into a thin, thread-like wiry coiled structure, it is called as a leaf tendril. It helps in climbing. For example, wild pea and glory lily. When a leaf is modified into pointed spines for defensive purpose, it is called as a leaf spine. For example, berberries and prickly poppy. When the petiole becomes flattened and green, it reduces the process of evaporation from the plant body. Such structures are called phyllodes. For example, Australian acacia. Some plants grow in infertile soil, deprived of nitrogen, which is essential for protein formation and growth. Such plants trap and digest insects for their protein requirement. These plants are called insectivorous plants. For example, pitcher plant, bladderwort, and Venus flytrap. Pitcher plant. The leaf is modified into a pitcher to trap insects. The anterior part of the petiole is coiled like a tendril that holds the pitcher in an erect position. The leaf apex forms the leaf. Once the insect enters in the pitcher through the opening, it slips downwards and the lid closes. The insect is digested by the various enzymes or juices. Bladderwort. The leaves are highly segmented and modified into sacs called bladders. The bladder has a trap door in which minute organisms can only go in but cannot come out. It is seen in an aquatic plant, Utricularia. Venus flytrap. In this, the edge of the leaf have long pointed, stiff hair. The leaf blade is divided into 2 parts, and the midrib acts as a hinge. When any insect is caught by the leaf, the edges of the leaf interlock. This prevents the escape of the insect. The plant secretes juices which digests the insect.